In this video, I'm just going to create whatever I want. But the problem is I want too much. I have written down every single thing that I want to make. And then I've made these categories. So world, quality, and some colors I like, and motive, and art style. So what if you like take all these things that you really love and then you just combine them? And the really weird thing is that every time I've just tried this in my head, I've always hated it. It's interesting to see that you can put together stuff that you love and somehow it's going to suck. So I've got these dice here, D10, 12, 28, and 6. So I'm just going to try and roll all these dice, and we're going to get a really unique combination of something that I'm going to have to create in Blender during today. Let's start out with the D10, the world. 0, I guess that's this one, real. Okay, wow, this is really exciting. 12. That's 11, luxurious. That's actually quite interesting. And then the accent color. 10, hot deep pink. Luxurious and hot deep pink. The next one is D8. 5. Yes! Robot. Oh, I'm so happy I got robot. You know, I was thinking, I want robot so much that if I don't get it, I'm gonna cheat. But now I don't have to. So we're all good. You can trust me. This is the real result, I promise. The final one, art style. Oh, there are a lot of good ones here. I want to make something real, you know. It's already the real world. Low poly. Okay. That's very interesting. So we're in the real world, but it's a low poly robot. Okay, so in the real world, we're going to create a luxurious, hot, deep pink robot. And we're going to render it in a low poly art style. And I think this is going to be really difficult. Because how can you have something in the real world that is low poly? Okay, well, I'll just have to try, I guess. Let's go into Blender. So I'll be working in Blender version 3.0, but since I'm gonna have to work a little bit fast, I'm not going to explain everything I do. I'll just create some stuff. Okay, so the most important thing I feel right now about this, already I feel like, oh, I want to change. What if it was a corrupt world instead of a real world, you know? Here's the really important part. I have to do it like this. If I start changing anything, then nothing matters, you know? Because if you can do whatever you want, you don't know what you want. I feel like I'm going to start out with some armature. So we got the leg, and we're going to have it like this. So I'm thinking already that this one should be bigger. Maybe this one as well. So I want this to not bend completely, so we can get this like a line that goes beyond. So a luxurious robot. That means we should try and just make some diamonds. Yeah, you know, maybe some diamond shape body. Is diamond 6 or 8? Is it 8? No, is it 12? Yeah, it's 12, isn't it? You got like this. And maybe, you know, what does a diamond look like? Yeah, we're onto something here. This is a diamond. The great thing about diamond is that it's also low poly automatically. Yeah, this is going to be a diamond robot. I can feel it. You know, I'm feeling a leg that sort of extends like this. So we're going to have to make this look expensive then. But I think we're going to have to introduce some sort of technology here as well, because it's going to be in the real world. But the low poly style is going to make this really difficult. Maybe the environment could be low poly, and then the robot could be still with some real technology. I'm going to try and make like a diamond leg, or at least some crystal leg. Maybe like this. Maybe it could be a hole in it. Oh, this is so cool. Let me show you. If you go to sculpt mode, you have this amazing feature called box trim. Let's first reset this. You can just go like this, and you can go boop and whoop. Look at that. Now it's a hole through it. And then if you like to, you can even make the hole, you can go in this axis as well. And now we can do this one. So let's just eyeball this. This won't be symmetrical. Like this maybe? Yeah. So now we can place something in the middle here. I want to make like a ball in the middle. Yes. With the right material, this ball could actually look quite expensive, you know? Let's try at least. Okay, so now this will be this leg. Oh, this is going to be super cool. I think we can maybe make like a sort of a diamond hair up and as well. So there's some sort of jewelry theme to this. Maybe it's like a jewelry robot. And then it's hot deep pink, because it just has to be luxurious and it has to be a robot. So some sort of technology aspect, but it has to be real and low poly. This is really difficult, but the art style is probably going to be the last thing we need to worry about, or not the last, but the least time sensitive. So let's actually just make some stuff in here. You know, we just need to make, because we're allowed to make details. 90. So this will be like the place where the leg is connected to the other one. And I'm going to just make a sphere there as well. Yeah, good. Okay, so I'm going to just parent this to this bone. I think this is going to be quite nice. Yeah, let's just make some more geometry. Okay, so we need this other leg to be attached to the first one, and I don't think we can cheat too much. By cheating, I mean I don't think we can sort of bypass the physical rules too much, since it's going to have to be real, you know? So I'm thinking maybe a joint. Wait, can we do like this? Would this be possible? Like it's holding around, you know? Down here, it's just going to go around like this. Yeah, it's still low poly, but it somehow works, you know? We're not cheating, we're not doing any magic here. This is an actual joint that when we parented it to this bone, yeah, so now this can actually work, and this can actually be a bone. So I'm thinking, do we need any technology inside the diamond? Perhaps it should be a little sharper. Because I'm thinking that the diamond, it has to be bigger. Yeah, so if it's bigger, then it can be heavy. And if it's heavy, I think we get more interesting movement from these legs. It's interesting to try and make it heavy though. I hope I can make this heavy. If we can make it so maybe it's going to walk a little bit like this. You know, what does luxurious mean? Does it mean that it was expensive to make, or that it looks expensive? I'm thinking luxurious in this scene is going to be that it took a lot of money to make this look expensive. This is the robot of someone who has a lot of cash and they just want a little, like a desk. You know these desk robots you get? It will be a little bit futuristic, because I don't think this would exist in real life. Okay, I'm thinking too much. Oh, I have a really cool idea. What's the symmetry on this? How many degrees do we have to rotate it? 15? Perfect, yes. Then we can delete this. Yeah, so now we can make 4 of these, right? Yeah, so that means that we can make like a hatch here. I've always wanted to make a hatch. Okay, perfect. Let's separate this one. Okay, yes, we're going to make a hatch. See this? And then this hatch, it will contain the leg. The leg will go into some sort of core. So we're just going to have to make... So the hatch can open. What axis is this? It's a little bit thicker. Yeah, it's a thick diamond. So the diamond is hollow. That's the thing. That's how we can make it real and low poly. I think it doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah, there is some thickness to the diamond. Okay, so let's make sure that the diamond can be thick. And then the leg is going to... Yes. Oh, this is going to be a really cool robot. We're in a good place right now. Let's do the same thing that we did here. Can we just steal this? It's not stealing if you steal from yourself, is it? Like this. Yeah, it's definitely not stealing if you steal from yourself. So now we can get this joint. Oh, this has to be a lot bigger. I mean, this is the core. This is going to be a really cool diamond. Oh, this is going to be weird. That just means we have to make it a ball. Yeah, that should work. Because if we move this up... Yeah, so this is going to be inside the diamond. Let's just make this the same. Yeah. Something like this. This is a good way to do it. And then like this. And this thing is not parented. And this will be a little bit inside the diamond. So I think it should work. So here I'm thinking that this bone should be parented to this one. Maybe there's some offset here. It will be something like this. But it's possible to give it a little bit of independence here. I think that can be really cool. I think I actually was in the flow state. there for like 10 minutes. But I was talking the whole time. That was really interesting. Huh, that's weird. I'm thinking this, and I'm thinking this. Perfect. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, so now this will be attached to this. I think that could work. I don't want to see these big bones. Stick, I want stick. Stick is much better. I'm so glad I don't have to think about topology. Or, I don't even know what that word means. Pom, 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 pom. There we go. And oh, this is probably not going to work once we get some rotational thing on this. No, it works. Look at this. Maybe we should make this go, just poke out a little bit. We can make this one a little bit shwoink. Let's go ahead and duplicate the diamond. Oh wait, no, we can do something really clever. We can do the array modifier before the solidify, and then we do the object offset. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's merging. So this is going to look great, right? Yeah. Perfect. I think that these hatches are going to always stay open. But, you know, we might actually want to animate them, just to give it a little bit of life. Let's duplicate the hatches. Let's make a little diamond on top of this one as well. Yeah, a circle. That's 12. I always forget the diamond shape. It's just going to be this cute little boop, and then this. I'm not sure if this is even going to be interesting to watch. I'm just having fun. Boop, that's a cute little diamond on the edge there. Oh, the accent color. We must not forget. Hot deep pink. I'm thinking maybe this sphere in here. Let's just make a new material right away. Accent color. And let's just give it the hot deep pink. Oh, that's really hot. We can see this already. So I'm not sure if we really have to make the diamond pink. You know, I think it can stay clear. And then we have these element inside the diamond. So let's actually make a diamond material. What's diamond? Index of refraction of 2.418. 2.418. Perfect. It could also be crystal, I think, but this should be great. I think this is going to be quite interesting to try and animate. Yeah, what if we move down? Yeah, so we're probably going to be more down. And then I'm pretty sure these hatches will go up more, like this. But we can animate them later. Okay, so let's do some, let's add some important objects here. We're going to need to parent these to this, and we're going to do this one. Oh, this is weird. Why is this weird? Perhaps this one could be just a little bit stiffer, you know? One of these axes. Yes! We can just increase the stiffness on the x-axis. And if you're in the comments right now saying, hey, can we get a tutorial about the stiffness on the x-axis for the... No, I'm just figuring this out. This is the fun with Blender. Yeah, so this is going to work, I think. Okay, now we're ready to duplicate the legs. So let's... And I'm trying duplicate linked. And it works. I think this can be a quite cool robot. What's going on in the center? Nobody knows. But these joints seem to be following some sort of rule. I think we should start animating soon, because we have to place this in the real world. And I think we're starting to get something that could look luxurious. It could be some sort of assistant in a diamond shop or something. I think that if I start animating now, I'm going to get an idea of how this could be placed. Like, how big is it, you know? Is it 10 centimeters? Is it 50? I don't know. Perhaps the body first. Okay, so I feel like it's quite small, but maybe not that small. So should it first be standing still and then walking a little bit? Ooh, this might be too much motion. Oh, so it can be quite high, you know? Maybe this is the default pose and then it goes down when it's walking. Yeah, it has to move a little bit fast, I think. I don't think we will be able to get a realistic creature if it doesn't move fast. I think the legs are moving too slow. It feels too big. So we're just gonna have to make it. Oh, that's way too much. What's happening with this one? It's look at that. Oh, it's bugged from the beginning. We can't have it there. He's going to have to start here. Maybe it can move a little bit over here. It's jumping too much. That's because, yeah, so they all have to touch the ground. That's very interesting. And then this can go much further, I think. I can't imagine that this is going to look good, ever. I'm losing, I'm losing hope, which is the most difficult part, because right now I think this is going to be just like a really lame animation, Well, look at this. I feel that there's no hope for this project. And look, it even goes through like this. So we're gonna have to... what does this robot even want? I'm struggling to give it like a purpose. And it's too slow as well. Is it just me, or does it look a little bit curious? It's like it's something here it's trying to explore. Am I right? It's leaning like this. Look at these legs. It looks like it's leaning a little bit. It's like inspecting. Maybe we can... Yeah, this is weird. Maybe we could give it like a mirror. So it's looking at itself in the mirror, like here. And then you can see it. That would be really cool. And it would also emphasize the real aspect, that we're in the real world, so it can see itself. No, okay, so it can't jump down like this. Maybe it has to start down. Yeah. And these can't be jumping so much either. It's like a domino effect. I'm not sure if it should be like that. Yeah, it's definitely curious. You see? It's moving to the side, and then it's moving like back. I feel like it's here. We have to make like a mirror here, so it's examining itself. Perhaps we could be like in a jewelry shop where there's a lot of reflective surfaces, and then this robot is discovering himself in a way. Look at this. It's leaning really far away to just... Yeah, and there, it could stop there. I think we have a story there. Let's be efficient, and let's try and just say that we have that kind of story. Okay, so let's animate these flaps, these doors. I don't know. Yeah, so this is the part when it goes like this. So we're going to make it go down. See that? It looks heavy. Look at this. See that? Oh, that's amazing. So I think that could make this come alive a little bit more. Oh, I'm starting to really feel this one. Can you imagine just a few minutes ago, I was like, oh, I'm not feeling this. But you just have to get out of that valley. I think these are the things that's going to make it look alive. Okay, so let's make the mirror. So it's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be inspecting a mirror. That could really work. Maybe it's a picture frame. Maybe it's not a mirror. That could be better, I think. Especially with this thing. Yeah, this is definitely a picture. And it's low poly as well. Perfect. So let's give this some materials. Mirror. Glossy. Roughness. Nope. Picture frame. Hey, do we have like any other colors there? Bronze? Are we allowed to do that? It's not the accent, it's just a random picture frame. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have a luxurious robot, and it has some hot deep pink accents. We're going to make some more of those, like maybe some on the floor and stuff like that. And we're going to maybe we can make it closer. Yeah, so the camera will be here or something, and we can sort of see that he's inspecting himself. I think that could be cool. Do we have to make jewelry? How can we make this look like it's a jewelry place without looking up any references? I'm thinking that we are on a wooden table, definitely. And I'm also thinking that we are in an old house, So maybe like a chandelier or something in the background, just to make it luxurious. And we might have to model just one other piece of jewelry to just be in the background. So let's actually just make some jewelry right now. I don't even know what this should look like. I don't even know what this is called. This isn't... This is just not jewelry. I just have to make it smaller so people can't really see the details here. And then I'm thinking, is that what people that are making jewelry are thinking too? This needs to be in a box. Can I just make like a... This is really ugly. What are these boxes' original shapes? I only see them opened in movies. I think this could actually work. And then we just make like poop. Perfect. That's a ring in a box. Ooh, this thing is of course going to be the accent color. Can close it a little bit. Okay, so we have an animated luxurious robot. We need to place it in the real world. So let's get, we have the jewelry box, and this is going to be quite out of focus, I think. And it's going to just see itself in the mirror. Let's get the background stuff. I really want the chandelier, and I think they have one on Polyhaven. There we go. So we got a chandelier, and let's get a texture in here. I think this wooden table. Let's just download the diffuse. We don't need anything else. And let's get an HDRI. I'm thinking something indoor. What looks like a jewelry shop? You know, just a store. Just something, this is way too fancy. Market? No. It needs to be more intimate. Something cozy, you know? Could this be it? This could actually work. Quite colorful. Artist workshop. Perhaps we are at some sort of place where they make the jewelry, not necessarily where they sell it. That could be cool. And maybe they're experimenting with some jewelry technology, like a luxurious jewelry robot. So maybe it actually works with this artist workshop. That's actually quite nice. Let's do a 4K. Let's get the wood table. So there's the chandelier. And it has to be big. Now I'm starting to think that maybe the chandelier won't show up. Let's import the HDRI. So I'm not feeling the low poly part of this, like at all. You know, I made the ring way too high poly because I feel like the lighting can be realistic. I wasted my time on the ring. The ring has to be it has to be like a joke, you know? It has to be like this. Boop. You see? There's the ring. That's what we should have made. What? Okay. Let's make a new collection and just call this trash. So we're not deleting the ring. Put it in the trash for now. Let's place it like this. Yeah, and we can give it the color. Maybe there are 2 rings over here. Maybe someone is working on these rings, you know? Okay, so I'm feeling we should add... Yeah, we'll have to skip the chandelier. So I feel like it's time to start rendering. So let's make a camera. Right now I'm feeling that the low poly part is the one that it's limiting me the most, honestly. And then now I'm sort of forced to do a low poly style. But I think it could work anyways. I think this scene could actually work without any textures. No, we need more textures. We do. Yep. And we're bringing back the HDRI too, I think. By the way, this is such a cool trick. If you have the HDRI and you're thinking, I don't feel that the HDRI is illuminating my scene enough. If you just take the color and plug it into the strength and you add a math node and set it to multiply. And now look at this. You get a much more prominent highlight. You can move this over here. And I think we're getting somewhere. I'm still not feeling the diamond. I think there's a lot of double stuff in here. Yeah, I think there are some hidden faces in here. Merge by distance. And we'll just do like this, for example. I don't think this diamond is going to look closed. Oh, it's a diamond. Wow, this works so well. Nice. So I'm getting all sweaty here, but it's actually working now. This is a diamond, and we have some jewelry, we have some light. We're getting somewhere, definitely. I'm not really sure. Do we really need this anymore? Can we do... Yeah, I mean, there is so much detail in the diamond that I'm curious if we could pull it off without... Could we make like... No, it has to be a real world. Yeah, so it has to be real world, and it has to have an accent color. I don't think the accent color is strong enough. You know, this has been so much fun, actually. I've been struggling so long with making that diamond work, and then it suddenly just works. So now I'm I'm just super excited to just... Okay, so it's a bit tiny there. Maybe we could focus pull sort of into the mirror, so it's sort of seeing itself. I think that could work. This is going to be quite cool, I think. Ooh, I need to relax. Glossy shader. Whoa, that's too much. Maybe we could do like a roughness map, but with the floor and with a color ramp. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I think maybe even like this. I mean, you can get so far with just using one. Should we even do a displacement? Maybe a little bit. Perhaps the ring could be in front. And then this other ring. This is really tiny, but I think that's cool. Let's make a point of interest. I feel like someone is holding this camera. Not an earthquake, but... Yeah, I think that's cool. And then we have to move it. I'm going to show you something really cool now. You see, the camera here is just tracking this one, right? But if we offset the camera a little bit, it looks like the camera is sort of... It looks like there's someone filming and they're responding to the movement of the robot. That can really help to just make stuff come alive. And now we're going to have to just get some more highlights behind there. Perfect. And then we can actually pull the focus. So it's sort of... Oh, this is going to be really cool. Yeah, it looks so much like it's inspecting something. And I think we could try and zoom in. It is quite dramatic. It might be probably the most dramatic thing I'm going to do all day. And then we're moving into the hair. This could be really cool. So here you can see the glass material is changing quite much inside the mirror. That's because the light bounces. Now we're looking at, the light bound inside. So we're going to have to set this to full global illumination, I think. And it's going to slow down our render, but I think it will be worth it. Maybe the zoom should have more schwung to it, and a cubic. It is quite dramatic. I like it. I'm really feeling this. I really want to try and see a still render. So let's do that. So I think we have to make a little bit more of a metal texture on the legs and these joints. And maybe we have to make this picture frame in the accent color as well. Yeah, this is going to look really strong, but we have to do it. The accent color, man, it's so strong. It's way too crazy. I'm gonna have to make it a little bit glossy so we get some more realism here. But it's still going to be the same accent color, Perhaps, should we zoom 2 times? When we're first zooming in and then we're like zooming in even further. I feel like just a little bit. Yeah, I think that could be cool. It's almost dinner time. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I really love these little legs. Yeah, I love them. Oh, we can make this the accent color. That looks cool. Or let's make it reflective. Accent color reflective. I'm taking that choice that all the accent colors are going to be accent color reflective. It's still the same color, and I'm going to try and keep it as hot and deep and pink as I can, but it's for the realism, It's this one. We have to take this one into account as well. And I'm definitely feeling that it looks luxurious since it is a diamond robot. And we're in this art shop of some person who is tinkering around making these, can we rotate it a little bit? Isn't that sort of like a threatening move? Like, can we go like this? So it's like, it's looking. I think that could work. Can we do a little wave, Like this? When the legs hit the ground, they could be a little bit more like, right now I feel like they're going like this. But what if they can go like, you know what I mean? See that? Right now it's landing like this, right? Like super slowly, like whoop. But I think it should be like this. So it's cool. For a second there, I thought that I have to remember to animate the guy in the mirror as well, but that's the same guy. So in many ways, I'm being fooled in the same way that that's interesting. Oh, dark legs. That was really cool. But I should keep in mind that it always looks cool to just change things. But there is something about this that just feels a little bit more alive, at least. I think we need to get a stronger light source. And I think this area light could be it. Maybe I should try and just make it look good in the mirror. Let's do another render. Okay, so there's one thing that we're going to have to do, but I've included it in sort of my default Blender startup file, and it's this compositing setup. Here you can see I've made these nodes just to replicate a camera. So we have chromatic aberration. You can screenshot this if you like. And we have exponential glare. So I made my own exponential glare, which is a really realistic sort of glare, where you take this blur node and you exponentially increase the size. And then you take this color mix node and you exponentially lower it in intensity. So the largest blur is very, very weak, and the smallest one is very strong. So this makes a really soft blur. And I've also made this sensor noise, which is basically an animated, which is, oh, and it crashed. What I'm trying to say is I've been experimenting with some nodes in this compositing setup. So there's this digital sensor noise, which is just a random noise where I'm trying to replicate high ISO. But I don't think we're going to be using this today. So I'm going to mute this and I'm going to use a little weaker glare. Let's click use nodes. And now we're going to have to render it again because it crashed. Okay, so let's have a look. Here you can see you have this really sharp line here. So here I can click on sample line and I can draw. And you can see this. Look at how hard this is. This is just a really unrealistic way that light behaves when it hits a camera sensor with glass in front of it. But if you add some glare, like with this exponential glare node, now you can see that there's this is the exponential part. There are no hard edges in the same way. This is with, and this is without. You can see this, you get this nice smooth fall off, which is closer to what real cameras would do, in my opinion at least. If you're watching this entire video, that's really amazing. I mean, right now I'm doing the one thing I like the most to do in the world, and the fact that you're here and just hanging out is really cool. And I really appreciate it. I feel like we need just like a box over here. Something needs to be here. Just something super duper simple. Could we make a glass of water? I have this glass. And I'm going to try and make this. I'm going to do a speed run. I don't know what your drinking glass looks like, but mine definitely looks like this. There we go. Yeah. Not as cool as I wanted it to be, but it's going to help with our scene. And this is going to add a lot of render time, but I think it might help with the depth in the scene. So it's not low poly, but it's so out of focus that it could work. Yeah, I think it helps with the glass there. Okay, I'm not going to go completely crazy, just a pencil next to it. Because I feel like this is some sort of artist's place. Just a really simple... I don't even know what this is. Maybe it could be metal. Oh, we're going to crash. I don't know what this is, but it's some sort of detail at least. Maybe we can add some stuff here to be in the reflection. It's like I want to hurt myself. I want this to take a long time to render. I'll pause the recording and do a little bit of a render. Let's have a look at the preview render. Okay, so I feel like the motion here is too slow. It should be a little bit faster. Look at this. If I speed this up a little bit, it looks a bit more alive immediately. So I'm going to try that and just add some more speed to this. And then I think I'm going to try and reduce the amount of glare. It's too much glare. But the glare is pixel based. So since we're at half resolution, I think that the glare will be better at full resolution. So that's a weakness in my glare setup, I guess. But look at this. This is really cool. The floor is coming in focus in the depth of field of the diamond. Look at that. This is not something you can get in Eevee. Yeah, so I want to speed it up a little bit. And I want to zoom a little bit faster, and I want to reduce the amount of glare. And then I think we're ready to do the final render. I want to take this entire animation, just turn off auto snap, and we can just scale this down. I think this is much better. We have a completely different character already. Okay, so now we have this really cool thing where the camera has to sort of react to the character. So look at this, first we're here, and then the character starts moving and the camera sort of has to catch up, you know? I just think it adds so much. Look how curious this guy suddenly is. Now he's sort of reacting to something, and it's definitely his mirror version. Let's say we start deactivated. Yeah. So it's coming to life. So we can do some sound design here as well, where it's sort of sleeping first, and then it sort of wakes up, you know? Because it's discovering someone else over there. I'm getting really excited again now. I was a little bit disappointed when I saw the preview render. Right when it goes up, I think all of these should go down. So there's a little bit of weight to them, right? See that? It's like a jellyfish. Yeah, definitely. These little flap things are gonna make this guy come alive. It just feels so organic when it rises up like this. Look at this. He's like a jellyfish. And then he starts inspecting. I think this is getting really nice. Should the mirror perhaps be a little bit rotated? Like this? Or are we seeing too much? No, that's better. Yeah, we're seeing much more. By the way, can we appreciate how incredibly responsive Cycles X has become? For a while now, I've been animating the reflection of this glass material. If I were to do this in solid view, I would have nothing. Not even in material view, there's nothing here. But in rendered view, you can see what you're... It's amazing. So what they've done with the optics is just, it's making my GPU so much faster, and it feels really responsive. It's waking up, walking over, hey, what's this? Looks closer. Oh, that's someone else. No, wait, it's me. And then we stay with him for 10 more frames. I'm really happy with the camera motion here as well. It's like we're following this creature, right? So I feel like these legs, these tiny legs, could be a lot more realistic if we had some materials on them. Perhaps we could just see if we can find some textures. You know, this could actually work. Let's just do the diffuse on this one. These are suddenly looking quite dirty, but I think I like it. I'm thinking that the ring, just give it a little bit of texture. Yeah, we can try it low poly with textures. And perhaps we should add some to this as well. So I want to change the bokeh, I think. Let's just go ahead and do that. So the trick is to make a plane and put it in front of the sensor. And then you see this pattern here? This just needs to meet exactly in the center. So make sure that the gradient from the edges are meeting in the center. So that's how you sort of eyeball it. Okay, so basically what I did was I added this plane, and you can see it has this transparent hole in it. So you can see through this. And then it's placed really close to the camera. And then it has this bright edge around it. It's just this a color ramp like this with a gradient texture set to quadratic sphere. And then this will create a really cool looking custom bokeh. You see this? You get these really interesting shapes. And that can really help with recreating the look of old vintage lenses. I think it's a really cool way to get that look, that Cook look. No, that's probably trademarked, I can't say that. We can change this from a perspective lens to a panoramic lens. So we get just a little bit of a spherical lens there. Okay, I'm running out of tricks to make this look more interesting. So I think I'm going to call it there. I think this is going to need 1500 samples. I really like this vintage lens look. And it's a little bit fisheye as well. So this is before with the default Blender camera. And this is after with the custom bokeh and the fisheye lens. You know, I'm going to save these. I just like to see the progress, you know. Okay, that's it. I'm taking my hands off. I'll be starting the render and I'll be adding the sound design and making this into a short cinematic shot. So enjoy. I got this new hardware. This is the Decklink MIDI Monitor 4K, which allows me to output clean HDMI from my computer. And then I can view this on this HDR monitor. So this allows me to color correct this video in high dynamic range. And everything that's rendered in Blender is also high dynamic range. So I think I'm going to settle for HLG HDR. Let me know what you think about the colors in this video. Thanks for watching.